Hey, it's Paras Nigam. Welcome to my YouTube channel Inforator. Today in this video I will be talking about different areas of innovation with different types of innovation. And at the end I will be talking about what fits best for you and where you should be focusing your energy into. In my previous video, I've talked about what is innovation, why innovation is hard to do, differences between innovation, invention, and discovery, and there are various other topics which I've covered in the innovation series. If you have not seen my videos, link to the playlist is in the description below. If you have not subscribed my channel, do subscribe and press the bell icon to stay tuned with a lot of interesting and insightful content. If you think product is the only place where innovation happens, you might change your thoughts by the end of this video, so stay tuned till the end of this video. Firstly, I would want to talk about areas of innovation before I may go into the type of innovation. Why this is important is because people have a misconception that only products as something which you can physically see as an outcome or which you can feel as an outcome has is where you can invest into innovation or where you can innovate. But that's not the case. There are various theories and studies around that, and people have categorized area of innovation into various different approaches. But what I have put together is based on what I have experienced in my life and what I feel is something at a high level. So you might see a lot more different areas where people divide into the innovation into, but at a high level I feel that all of that can be summarized into or fall under one of these umbrella which I will be talking about. So basically, for me, I will split the innovations into three different areas. One is the product, where you do a innovation in the product space. For example, you are developing a product. It may be a software product, it may be a hardware product, it may be a consumable product, it may be FMCG, or it can be a financial product like insurance or something. So you can do innovations in the product space where the offering itself changes. So for example, you are getting a Colgate, and now you're getting a Colgate with salt, or some other toothpaste with salt. So that's a product innovation. The second major category I want to put the innovation into is processes. So processes are not limited to the way a service is provided, but I would call them also on a day-to-day mechanism, which is not a service to a customer, but it may be an internal service which uh, helps you do the job perfectly, or at the right value to the customer. For example, supply chain. Supply chain is a very a big industry in the current economy of the global economy of the world, and it has been ever evolving. So I was working in a supply chain organization around 10 years back, and the way we used to handle stuff, and I have worked in warehouse management products. I've worked on transportation lifecycle management, where uh, we were focusing on how to handle fleets. Uh, but now, how I see Amazon and Flipkart and the companies like e-commerce companies, they're taking care of their TLS. It's very different and very advanced. The time span which was earlier like a week has reduced to few hours. You order in the morning and you get the product delivered in the evening. So that's not a final product which has changed for a customer, but it's a process which they evolved internally, and as an outcome, it is adding the value to your consumers, right? So the second area where you focus on is process. So the third important or the major division I would want to make in the area of innovation is the position. So let me take an example of airlines. So airlines usually in the past used to cater to a single segment. And in the early days of the airline, there was a single kind of a category of flyers in the airlines, and it started with luxury flyers, and now slowly with the advancement of the flights and the economy booming across the globe, there was a need for people of the middle class and various other segments to fly, right? So these flights brought in uh, economy, premium economy, and business class. So this is how you are positioning the same service in a different ways, with where the needs are changing for the users and you're targeting the different market segment. So I would say I would categorize all the major innovation areas into these three. Now I want to move from now that you know what are the areas innovation can happen. uh, the next step is what are the types of innovation you should be focused on each of these verticals: product, processes, and position. You can get into all these types of innovation which I will be talking about. So it's a cross product. Not getting into the maths, but yeah. So let me go to the types of innovation. The first type is the disruptive type. The disruptive type is something where you are tapping into the different markets. You are generating new market segments. So disruptive innovations can be like personal computers. So personal computer is you are bringing the mainframe capabilities from the offices or the big server rooms into individuals' houses. So this was a disruptive innovation, and in the later in this video I will be talking about who should be focusing on, or uh, who what will be a role which will help you focus on such kind of innovation, and how will it become easy for you to tap into such kind of innovation types. So stay tuned till the end of this video. The second type of innovation I would want to talk about is breakthrough innovation. So breakthrough innovations are like out of box. It's a completely game changer. No one had ever thought about it, and it's a big breakthrough which has happened. So these innovations are an outcome of a lot of research and investment of time and money and research. And for example, electricity was one of those innovations, right? So that is another major category of. The third major type of innovation is the are radical innovation. So radical innovations are like you are improving upon or basically radically changing the industry practice from, for example, we were used to have these photo cameras and then we evolved to digital cameras. So this is a radical shift from when the technology came in. You innovated from normal photography to digital photography. So that's a radical shift and radical innovation which one. The last but not the least is the incremental innovation which I want to talk about is where you work on an existing product and there's existing product or a process of a position which you are already tapping into and you're investing into, but you want to slowly evolve and add new features on top of the product and new capabilities on the product to meet the customer expectations, or meet the new advancement in the usage of the product, right? So that's what I would call as the incremental innovations. Now, many people also talk about this last and the fifth category, sustaining innovations. But to be honest, I personally don't feel there is anything called sustaining innovations. And if you have to do something for sustaining, I would not call it as an innovation. Or I would rather say that incremental and sustaining innovation can be merged together into a single category. I would say incremental and sustaining can be clubbed together into a single type of or category of innovation. So with that, I would say with that we have covered the area of innovations. We have also covered the types of innovations. Now each area of innovation can have one of those types of innovation which can be focused on. Now the point is, when you are if you're watching this video of mine, you would be early stages of your career, uh, and this would be an interesting topic for you. So now you would be want to think about where you should be focusing on. Can you do a disruptive innovation? Will it be right for you to invest your energy into a disruptive innovation? Uh, so that's what I want to talk. Who and what who are you? First know that, and then what you should be focusing on will be an automatically an answer once you know who you are. So how I would categorize it: first important step is look where are you in the ladder. When I say ladder, what is your position in the organization? What are you doing as a part of industry practice? You may be a fresher, you may be a 10-year experienced person, you may be a senior executive, you may be a founder or CEO, right? So there are various levels in a organization. Now these levels can also be spread across various departments. You can fall from a R&D, you can be part from marketing, you can be part of sales, and many more. So considering these 2 points, I would say you should first focus on who you are, and then you should decide what type of innovation you should be focusing on, what area of innovation you should be focusing on, because this I'm not saying that you cannot focus on all the area, or you cannot do, you should not be doing in all the area. But what happens is, for example, you're a fresher. You don't have a control over the say in the market, or you don't have that capacity to make a game change in the market. Yeah, and you start focusing on disruptive innovation. Now you are. You are proposing ideas which are disruptive in nature. They are fantastic now, but you don't have that grip, or your profile does not brings that confidence in the people to take that final decision based on your ideas. So it will be really tough for you to convince. You will spend years to first of all invest your energy and prove you are right, and then that will go into the market. And by the time you make that change, someone would have already done it, or someone in a competitive space may even um, make a clone of your idea, or improvised, even bring improvised outcome of your idea. So that's why it's very important where you are. Based on that, you should be deciding upon the focus of your innovation area and the type. So let's look at a 30,000 feet level of all these 4 or 5 types of in innovations, and the positioning process and product where all these will fit into. So for example, disruptive innovations, I would say, are really helpful for top leader leadership. They should be thinking through it. They have easy control on the decision making. They have easier control on they have a easier control on the market space where they should be tapping into. Plus sales and marketing, they have a good say into this, and it will be, that's their job. So it's easier for those kind of people who are top up in the ladder, plus in verticals like sales and marketing, to focus on disruptive innovation, and that they will be able to easily enter into this and help make a revolution in this space. The second one is a breakthrough innovation. So breakthrough innovations are an outcome of R&D, an outcome of a lot of experimentation, a lot of research and investment. So if you are, yeah, so here how I would like to put it into is, you can be anywhere in the ladder. You can be a fresher, you can be a very senior executive. But breakthrough innovations are easy to do for these kind of people who are part of the R&D organization. So now see how I'm defining the difference in the disruptive innovation. I was talking about various departments and various positions which should focus on that. Now I'm talking about a single department where it is easy to focus, and you can easily work in that across the ladder. So basically what you should be thinking through who you are. And my talk will not cover all of your aspects, because my knowledge is very limited to what I have experienced and what I have collected this research for this video. And in this 10-15 minutes of video, I cannot cover everything. But I'm open to discussion. You can always connect me on LinkedIn, and we can brainstorm on your situation, and where and how you should be focusing on. The link to my profile will be in the description below. Coming back to the topic, the radical innovation. So radical innovations are basically something as an outcome of R&D. It can also be an outcome of professional services. It can be outcome of consulting teams. So I would say, if you're part of these teams and you are again across the ladder in these teams, you should be focusing on a radical innovation, and your approaches towards radical innovation will definitely help the company, organization you're part of, or your organization, if you are a founder or entrepreneur. It will help you grow. So I would say this is a more department focused than and across the ladder, rather than hierarchical in the ladder, right? Um, so the last, as I said, incremental and sustaining, I would like to merge them. And for me personally, for people who are watching this video, most of the users base I am seeing would be freshers, or 5 to 10 years of experience. Less than 10 years of experience will be the majority of the crowd. And I would say incremental and sustaining innovations are really helpful at this part of your career, where you are focusing on evolving things. It is easy to convince your leadership, because you are not hitting on the bread and butter of the company, but you are evolving that, right? So I'm not saying you should not focus on breakthrough, radical, or disruptive, but my point is that if you are watching this video, definitely this may be your first step towards innovation, right? So I would say, why to start hard? You should focus on something which is easy to start with. Build a grip, know how these innovations can be actually taken to market, understand go to market strategy, understand how what is the best way to approach the leadership understand what is the way to publish your innovations, what is the way to patent, file patents on the work you have done. So there is a lot more other things which you have to learn, not only just innovating and just keeping it inside your laptop in your or in your back of your garage will help. So start small, start with the incremental innovations, focus on that, and then develop all the other ecosystem knowledge about all the ecosystem around that, and then take the next step towards a radical breakthrough or disruptive innovations. And that would be a right step in your journey. If you start with, look, I will do something breakthrough until unless I build a new product, I will not go to the market, or I will not think of it as an innovation, you may end up investing a lot of your years, and by the time there will be many more people in the competitive space who will overrun you. So that's my suggestion, and this is a generalized suggestion. This, there will be definitely exceptions. There are a lot more people, a lot of uh, students are right out of college, they can do a lot better than people 20 years 30 years experience, right? So this is not for them, but for a generalized crowd. And uh, that's my suggestion. So please feel free to think through and see what fits best for you. As I said, I have not covered all the who's part of this deck, but I'm open to discussion. So so do connect with me over LinkedIn. And I guess on that note, I will end this video. Thanks for watching. And I got a lot of views in my previous two videos. Thanks a lot for the love and affection you have showed me on those videos. Do subscribe to my channel, like and share the videos, and stay tuned for a lot more insightful and interesting content in the coming videos. Bye bye. Take care, guys.